Well, I was always like a fairy princess and was really into doing my hair and makeup and like pink things. And when I realized that I actually might be gay, I was kind of horrified because I really thought that to be gay, you had to look like masculine and very not pink. Yeah, so I don't know. I think I was like 15 and very much a girly girl, very, very pretty. Well, I realized a pattern actually, which was that um, in my high school, all the people I was seeking to be friends with were gay, and I didn't know why I was attracted to all these gay people. And my two best friends were a lesbian and a bisexual, um, and I found myself constantly having friend crushes on them. And finally, one day, I was overwhelmed with this fact of like, oh, this is why I like lesbians. I am one. I went to a Catholic high school, so actually the fact that there was any gay people was kind of amazing. And the bullying that I actually received the most of was from faculty, and like constantly being told by faculty members that I and my girlfriend at the time were making people feel uncomfortable. I had administration constantly telling me that we were making everyone else uncomfortable. And that was like really problematic for me because nobody really seemed to care about what made me comfortable. I actually didn't come out to my parents. One day I was 15 years old. I hadn't come out to my father. And I think one of the newspapers in Boston had printed a newspaper with the headline that literally said, "Out proud in 15." And I walked into my room and my dad had left this article on my bed, and I was just kind of like, okay, he knows. So after that, it was really easy. With my mom, I had to, because she, I think, always knew. She really did know because all my friends were gay, and I think she was kind of waiting for like, when's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? So I took her to IHOP, the gayest place on earth, and had some really gay pancakes and told her, do you want to hear a funny story? And she was like, yeah, of course. And I was like, I'm gigantically gay. And she was a little surprised, but the pancakes made it better. I'm actually transferred to Simmons, and at my old school, it was in the middle of New Hampshire, and I was kind of the gay person, and I mean, I dated girls, and though they were gay, surprise, no one was really as out as I was. I think that I really was the only out, proud, noticeably like 100-footer that's a lesbian. So it was really, really hard for me. I couldn't relate to any of my friends. And they would try. And I mean, maybe their intentions were really good. But it was impossible to do anything that I wanted to do, even just stupid things like watching a movie and complaining about like the heterosexual storylines, or, complaining about like heterosexual advertisements or things like that. Like, no one gets it. And it was really hard. It was really isolating. I was really, really unhappy. But I came to Simmons and I realized there are so many gay people in the world. The world is as gigantically gay as I am. I met my best friend who is also just as gigantically gay as I am on my first day here, literally within my first 15 minutes. And it made all the difference in the world. In every way, because for a Catholic school student my entire life, you always feel a pressure to fit in with the crowd, from the fact that you need to wear uniforms to the way that you are expected to act socially. It's incredibly tiresome to feel like you need to fit into this mold constantly. And once I went to college and cut my hair and started talking about gay things and doing gay things and having gay friends, you realize that it's actually incredibly fun. You just have to realize that you can't expect to be someone that you're not and be happy. You have to be yourself, because that's the only way that you're gonna really live your life. It started to get better because after a while you acquire this really cozy group of friends and you don't have to hide anything about yourself. And I mean, it's not necessarily hiding the fact that you're gay, but it's just the fact that maybe before you didn't have gay friends, so you couldn't talk about the way that you were feeling, or you couldn't talk about someone you liked, or you couldn't talk about pop culture or media or anything. And that's really hard, because you can only say so much to your journal before you really just want someone to reciprocate in the conversation. And I think that it's all fine and good to think about being gay from the love side of it, and it's great to have a loving partner, but I think that once you have a community of friends, that is going to support you way beyond anything that you could ever expect from a partner. And if you have a loving group of friends, and even if they're gay, straight, bi, trans, allies, whoever it is, you need to know that there's a community that is so welcoming, it's so accepting, and they just get you. You would miss everything. Oh my God, I'm already tearing up. If I didn't stick around, I wouldn't have met my best friend. I wouldn't be living in Boston. I wouldn't have gotten my dog. The things that you miss, I can't even fathom my life without the people, without the animals, without the school, without the books, without my life as a whole. It's just, every part of it makes it complete, and any part that's missing is not. You can't fathom it. I'm 20 years old. I look at my life 5 years ago. When I was 15, had no idea what I was doing, had no idea who I was. I literally, at that point in my life, never could have imagined the person I am today. You have no idea what's in store for you. And it's so wonderful. You can't miss it. You really can't. Find an ally. If you can't find someone who can relate to you on a personal level, find someone who cares about you. I'm not saying that it's necessarily going to be your parents, because it might not be. And it might not be your siblings. And it might not even be the administrators in your school. But there are people. You just have to find them. You have to. The first time I went to a pride parade in Boston, I literally bawled my eyes out, because I came from this little bubble of like 3 gay people in my giant Catholic school, and to be in a city surrounded by people who are not judging you, who are just like you, who are maybe a little like you, who could be completely different than you, but still love you and are willing to support you and fight for you, you don't even know what you're missing.